What is up, YouTube? Today we are reacting to the 15 incredible geography facts about Scotland that will blow your mind. For confirmation, I live in Scotland. Okay. This is the sole reason I'm doing this, so lock in.
Incredible geography facts about Scotland that'll
If it's actually not true, I can actually confidently say that that's not true.
completely change how you see this remarkable country. From coastlines longer than the distance to Australia to ancient rocks older than most life on Earth.
That's probably not true. Coastlines longer than the distance to Australia. Where are we coming from?
Scotland packs more geographical wonders into its borders than almost anywhere else on the planet. Let's start with something that'll blow your mind about Scotland's coastline. You might think you know how long it is, but Scotland's coastline stretches for an absolutely staggering 18,743 kilometers. To put that in perspective, if you could somehow straighten out every curve, inlet, and rocky outcrop along Scotland,
I'm most likely going to presume that it's because of the amount of fucking like bins like this, and there's bits that go in all the way throughout in Scotland, and it comes back out, and it comes all the way in and back out all the way. That's all that happens all up north.
Coast, it would stretch from Scotland all the way to Australia. That's not a
There's
typo.
no way.
This tiny country that makes
There's
up
no
just
way.
32% of the United Kingdom's land area has enough coastline to span half the globe. And here's what makes this even more incredible. When glaciers carved through Scotland over 10,000 years ago, they didn't just create a simple coastline. They sculpted one of the most intricate and complex coastal systems on Earth.
I mean, I think that'd be a really good, cool place to list. It'd be a fucking piss take. It'd be so hard. It'd be so difficult to live there.
Complete with around 800 islands,
Place like that.
mostly off the west and north
coasts. I don't know why you would willingly live in one of these houses.
These ancient ice rivers literally carved Scotland's signature look, creating the dramatic sea locks, towering cliffs, and countless islands that make
See all that white, by the way? I think, what is that? Just bird shit.
Country so visually stunning
Probably.
from space.
That's Loch Tay. Oh, that's Loch. It's not Loch Ness. What's the loch that Loch Ness is in again? Oh, can I mind? How can I remember that?
Here's a fact that puts Scotland's liquid wealth into perspective. Scotland contains
This is Loch Tay.
90% of all standing fresh water in Great Britain. Think about that for a moment. England and Wales combined hold just 10%
I'm sure that's Loch Tay.
of Britain's fresh water, while Scotland hoards the rest in its estimated 31,460 freshwater lochs. That's not a rough estimate either. That's counting every significant body.
I'd live there with you. Gang, you live in Scotland too. You act like you're in a foreign country. You live in the same country as I do.
Of freshwater in the country, with more than 7,500 lochs in the Western Isles alone. Now,
that's Loch Tay. That is Loch Tay. I know that's Loch Tay.
About those lochs, Loch Ness isn't just famous for its
Fuck, it was called Loch Ness.
supposed monster. It's a genuine geographical
Is that Loch Ness? It looks exactly like Loch Tay.
Monster in its own right. This single loch contains 7,452 million cubic meters of water, which is more than every lake in England and Wales combined. But Loch Ness isn't even the deepest.
It's Loch Tay.
That honor goes to Loch Morar.
Fuck! I really hope Loch Tay was on here.
To a depth of 310 meters.
It's one that I've actually stayed next to Loch Tay. I'm talking like right next to it.
Visualize this. Imagine the Eiffel Tower completely submerged in Loch Morar with 10 meters of water still covering its tip. Here's where Scottish geography gets wonderfully quirky. Despite having over 30,000 bodies of water, Scotland has exactly one natural lake. Just
Loch Tay. I love Loch Tay.
one. The Lake of Menteith in the Trossachs region stands alone as Scotland's only lake, while every other body of fresh water is called a loch. This isn't arbitrary.
There's only one lake. Hold on.
This isn't arbitrary. Trossachs region stands
Only one natural lake with a lake of.
alone as Scotland's only lake, while every other
There's lakes. Sorry, there's lochs and then there's reservoirs as well. There's reservoirs.
body of fresh water is called a loch. This isn't arbitrary. It's linguistic heritage. Loch is the Gaelic word for a lake or sea inlet, and Scotland has preserved this ancient terminology throughout its geography.
There's also
making
reservoirs.
The single lake a fascinating exception that proves the rule.
I don't know if that's something.
Let's venture into Scotland's vertical world. Ben
Oh.
Nevis, standing at 1,345
I want to do this year. I want to go up Ben Nevis this year.
meters, isn't just Scotland's highest peak.
It's the
It's
UK's.
the highest point in any direction for 739 kilometers.
What does that mean?
That means if you stood on Ben Nevis and looked in every direction, You wouldn't see anything taller for nearly 750 kilometers. This massive mountain attracts...
It's the biggest mountain. Thank you for the facts. Cheers, Matt. It's the biggest hill in the UK, not just Scotland. It's the biggest mountain in the UK, not just Scotland.
150,000 visitors annually. But what many don't realize is that Ben Nevis is actually the remains of an ancient volcano that collapsed around 350 million years ago. The summit of Ben Nevis tells its own story of extreme geography. It's normally 10 degrees Celsius cooler than at its base, and it housed a continuously staffed weather observatory from 1883 to 1904. The meteorological data collected during those 21 years remains crucial for understanding Scottish mountain weather patterns today. The North Face features 700-meter cliffs that rank among the highest in Scotland.
See, Ben Nevis, it's not even that hard to go up. It's more time-consuming than anything, because there's a path just all the way up. It's not hard to go up. It's more necessarily like time-consuming. It would take ages to go up it.
Providing some of the most challenging ice climbing in the country. Ben Nevis leads us to one of Scotland's most distinctive
Unless you're obviously doing ice climbing.
Categories, the Munros. These are mountains over 3,000 feet high, named after Sir Hugh Munro, who first catalogued them in 1891. Scotland has 282 of these giants, and climbing all of them has become such a popular challenge that successful climbers earn the title Munroid. The first person to achieve this was A.E. Robertson in 1901, and by December 2023, 7,654 people had joined this exclusive club. Now let's talk about one of the most dramatic geological features in Britain.
It's got a line down the middle.
Fault. This massive crack in the Earth's crust is so large, it's visible from space. Formed around 430 million years ago during the Caledonian mountain building period.
I've always wondered why that was.
This fault line slices diagonally across Scotland from Fort William to Inverness. The displacement on either side of the fault measures approximately 104 kilometers. Meaning the landscape on one side has shifted that distance relative to the other side over millions of years. The Great Glen Fault carved out the valley that now holds some of Scotland's most famous lochs, including Loch Ness. For a masterpiece of volcanic artistry,
I've seen all that stuff. There's like a fucking cave and everything in it. Oh no.
Nothing beats Fingal's Cave on the island of Staffa. This isn't just any sea cave. It's a 72-foot tall, 270-foot deep natural cathedral formed entirely from hexagonal basalt columns. These perfect
I've always wondered how these were actually made. I've never actually knew the real story and how these came about.
Six-sided pillars were created 60 million years ago when volcanic lava cooled at precisely the right rate to form these geometric wonders. The Vikings named
why did they naturally go into hexagons?
The island Staffa, meaning stave or pillar island.
There's a hand
because
print.
These columns were so distinctive, they served as a landmark for navigation. What makes Fingal's Cave truly special is its acoustics. The unique geometry of the hexagonal columns creates such extraordinary sound reverberations that it's earned the nickname Nature's Cathedral. You're
not allowed all the way in it, by the way. You're not allowed to go all the way in it because it's too dangerous, I'm sure.
Gaelic name and Uam Bin literally means
that?
the Cave of Music. Felix Mendelssohn was so moved by the cave's acoustics in 1829 that he composed his famous Hebrides Overture after visiting. Scotland's island geography is equally impressive. The country boasts around 900 offshore islands, with 101 permanently inhabited according to the latest census data. The largest, Lewis and Harris, covers 2,179 square kilometers, while 13 of Scotland's islands contain Munros, with 12 of them located on the dramatic Isle of Skye. Here's a geographical quirk that highlights Scotland's complex relationship with its neighbours. The Shetland
A nice
and Orkney
beach.
Islands,
It's a really nice beach. Holy shit, you don't get that anywhere near us.
now unmistakably Scottish, were actually owned by Norway until 1472, even today.
The shit on... I know.
Shetland lies closer to Norway's capital than to London, a reminder of the complicated political geography that shaped Northern Europe. Climate-wise, Scotland holds the UK's record for extreme cold.
That makes sense. It's fucking cold all the time. It's cold fucking all the time. Summer gets like the highest you get in summer is like 30, and I'm talking that's the highest. I'm talking you need some miracle to get to there, but it usually maxes out every year about 27. Temperature for summer. That's usually what it is. 27 degrees Celsius.
Country has recorded the lowest temperature.
Which is not cold. It's not cold, but in the winter it drops like fuck. You hit like negative, like see up because I'm down south when it comes to Scotland, and I'm on the west side, so I don't really get it as much because obviously the heat coming up from Spain and stuff like that and all that stuff. I don't get it as much. But see up north, I can imagine it drops to like -5 in winter and stuff.
In the United Kingdom twice, minus 27.2 degrees Celsius
That doesn't
at Braemar
surprise me.
in the Grampian Mountains in 1982, and again at Altnahara in the Highlands in 1995.
You notice that both of those are up north.
This extreme cold capability stems from Scotland's northern latitude and mountainous terrain that can trap Arctic air masses. For sheer geological diversity, few places match Scotland's variety. Some Scottish hills are made of Louisian gneiss, among the oldest rocks on Earth at nearly 3 billion years old. These ancient stones have witnessed the formation and destruction of mountain ranges, the coming and going of ice ages, and the slow dance of continents across the planet's surface. Finally, here are 2 world records that perfectly capture Scotland's
hedge.
geographical extremes.
The
country
biggest hedge, yeah. We love hedges
is
here.
home to the world's tallest hedge, the Meeklure Hedge in Perthshire, planted in 1745. Now stands 100 feet tall and stretches for a third of a mile. Meanwhile,
For confirmation, I've got the same hedges in my garden. Not obviously that big, but because we trim them every year, but we've got the same hedges. But yeah, these fuckers are like big. Big for a hedge. I actually used to call them trees, they're not, they're actual hedges.
Also in Perthshire, may be Europe's oldest tree, with estimates placing its age between 2,000 and 5,000 years. Perhaps most remarkably, Scotland's seas are 6 times larger than its land area. The waters in Scotland's exclusive economic zone account for 60%
There's loads of like fishing docks and everything around here.
of the entire UK's marine territory, making Scotland not just a land of mountains and lochs, but a maritime
A
nation
lot of castles as well.
whose underwater geography dwarfs its impressive terrestrial features.
I mean, our capital, speaking of our capital's got a massive fucking castle on it. Generally just does. I'm genuinely, I'm trying to think where this is at. I think this is on the back side. I think the main street and everything's on this side. No, it's on that side, it's on that side.
From ancient rocks that predate complex
That's
life
Edinburgh.
to fault lines visible from space, from the deepest lochs to the highest peaks, Scotland packs more geographical wonder per square mile than almost anywhere on Earth. This
I recognise that school.
small country of 5.5 million people sits atop some of the planet's most ancient geology while showcasing some of its most dramatic recent ice ages.
That's where I live.
Scotland
That's where I
isn't just
live.
geographically diverse. It's a condensed lesson in Earth's entire geological history.
That's where I live. I'm sure that's locked in. That's not.
If you enjoy videos about geography and the weirdest places on Earth, make sure to subscribe, because the next one might completely change how you see the world.
Record-breaking time, no? That's where I live. That's where I live. Anyways, chat.